everyone. Welcome back to classes. We are going to start off with the first unit today, that is the introduction to business ethics. Okay. Now, after studying, this particular lecture, after going through this particular lecture, what are the things that we are going to learn from it? मतलब हम लोग क्या सीखने वाले? First of all, we are going to understand what is business ethics, what are the features of business ethics, what are the principles of business ethics, importance of business ethics, the theoretical approaches to business ethics, and the essential elements of business ethics. So these all we are going to understand after going through this lecture. Essential elements of business ethics, ethics in retail, advantages of business ethics, stakeholders' perspectives of business ethics, code of conduct, challenges and implementation, etc. So now let us start. Let us begin to understand what business ethics is. Now, we have understood the term ethics, and whenever we hear the term ethics, what comes in our mind is what is correct, what is incorrect. सही क्या है और गलत क्या है, इस बीच का फर्क को पहचानने को ही एथिक्स कहते हैं. मतलब अगर if we try to understand from the business point of view, if a business organization is selling low quality goods, that is not ethically correct. ये गलत है. क्यों? क्योंकि आप ऐसे क्वालिटी गुड्स दे रहे हैं जो अच्छा नहीं है, जो सर्व नहीं कर रहा है, जो बेटर नहीं है. Hence, it is considered as morally correct or immorally correct. What is business ethics? Business ethics is nothing but the difference between understanding what is correct and what is incorrect. Business ethics refers to the moral principles and the guidelines that govern the behavior of individuals and organizations in the business world. It involves making decisions that are not only legal, सिर्फ लॉ के हिसाब से सही नहीं, it is fair, it is honest, वो ईमानदारी के बेसिस पे and socially responsible. और हम लोगों के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को इस हिसाब से सोचना है कि सोसाइटी किस हिसाब से इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है, what is the impact on the society. Business ethics encompasses a wide range of issues such as corporate governance, employee rights, environmental concerns, fair competition, relationships with customers, suppliers, etc. So it covers all the aspects of business. Business ethics is the behavior of a business with its employees, with its suppliers, with its retailers, with the government, with the general citizens, everything. Next, coming to understand the features of business ethics. First is code of conduct. In essence, a code of conduct serves as a manifestation of business, delimiting acceptable and unacceptable behavior. क्या सही है और क्या गलत है, इस बीच के फर्क को पहचानना और बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को सही के रास्ते में चलना. This is business ethics. It tells everyone what behavior is okay and what is not okay. For example, it might say stealing from the company is not allowed. So a company is, if it is stealing, raw materials from some place, that is ethically incorrect. Moral and social values as foundation. Business ethics finds its root in moral and social values, providing a set of principles for companies to guide their operations. What is going to be the correct way? सही रास्ता क्या है, वही रास्ते को चुनना है और उसी हिसाब से ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को प्रोटेक्ट करना है, एनवायरनमेंट को इंश्योर करना है कि जो सोसाइटी है उसके अकॉर्डिंग दे आर वर्किंग ऑन इट. Safeguarding stakeholders. Business ethics functions as a protective mechanism for various stakeholders like the customers, the employees, the suppliers, the vendors, shareholders, investors, government entities, etc. Establishing a fundamental framework. Business ethics acts as a foundational framework outlining the parameters within which a company is expected to conduct its operation. It defines the social, cultural, economic, legal, and ecological context. मतलब what are the boundaries? Which किस हिसाब से उन लोगों को लिमिट हो जाना है बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को, so that the socially it is socially acceptable, it is culturally acceptable, it is economically acceptable, and it is legally acceptable. Voluntary nature. Nobody can force organization to become ethically correct. No. एक कंपनी को, एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को कोई भी फोर्स नहीं कर सकता, कोई भी पुश नहीं कर सकता कि आपको एथिकली करेक्ट होना होगा. इट इज समथिंग जो खुद से आता है. इट इज समथिंग दैट कम्स वॉलंटरी. ओके, it's not something that can be forced by law. It's still important to build the trust and reputation. Education and training requirements to make sure everyone in the company understands and follows the ethical practices, because an organization works with the help of the employees, the customers, the suppliers. It is not the organization that has to be ethically correct. The people in it have to be ethically correct. This means providing education and training so that employees know what is expected out of them And that is important to behave ethically. Relative in nature, business ethics can vary depending on where are you in the world. Different countries and cultures have different ideas about what ethical, because we know that there are some things that are that is considered to be incorrect in our country India, but that is ethically correct. Okay, for example, what's considered acceptable business behavior in one country might not be okay in another country. It might not be suitable to say that this is ethically correct in our country, because it may happen that in some other country it is unethical. Principles of business ethics किस चीज पर निर्धारित है business? First is integrity. What is integrity? Integrity means your the level that a person has. Integrity means the standards of honesty and veracity. कितनी ईमान, how much can you keep your honesty intact when you're doing the business. Trustworthiness, it entails exhibiting dependability, consistency, and legitimacy. अकाउंटेबिलिटी मीन्स हम किसी भी चीज कोई भी एक्टिविटी एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन करता है, कैन वी होल्ड इट रिस्पॉन्सिबल, कैन वी मेक हिम और हर वो कैन वी मेक द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अकाउंटेबल. This is what it depends on. Business needs to take responsibility for all its actions and decisions, and prepared to take the responsibility of the results and the consequences of the action. If you are doing something that is unethical, you must bear the outcome of it. You must know the consequences. Transparency, this includes providing complete and accurate information, so that whenever an audit is being conducted, the company has nothing to be afraid of. You can show it in a completed true and fair view. Fairness, a business is considered to be fair when it treats all the stakeholders, including employees, customers, and all the companies, with equality. There is no impartiality on the basis of, among the employees, on the basis of gender, on the basis of caste, or any kind of discrimination that can be expected. Respect, treating all the people with equal dignity and respecting both within and outside the company. Caring to show concern and consideration for the welfare of the people and the society. A business is existing because of the society in which it is working. एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एग्जिस्ट करती है बिकॉज वो इस उस सोसाइटी में, उस समाज में रह रही है, जहाँ पे उन लोगों को they are getting orders because of the organization, because of the environment in which it is working, because of the society in which it is serving. So it is the responsibility of the organization to take care of the society in which it is residing. Besides, it should be ensured that all the activities of the company are sustainable, observe ecological protection, etc. Citizenship, being an accountable and ethical member of the society, business community should favorably be advance common good to the community as a whole. Sustainability means आप अपने साथ साथ अपने future generations के बारे में भी सोचो. So when you are looking after the long-term impact of any decision that a business is taking, that is being sustainable. Okay, in its business functions, in its practices, and its strategic decisions, etc. Compliance means आप किस तरीके से law के according चल रहे हैं. Adherence to all the legislations governing the company, the rules and regulations, the industry norms, simultaneously with the maintenance of highest ethical standards. Conflict of interest management, avoiding any circumstance in which the relationship, the personal interest, could could lead to unbiased decision making, okay, or undermining the organization's integrity. Next, we are going to understand the importance of business. Why is business ethics important? क्यों एक organization में business ethics जरूरी है? Customer loyalty, ethical behavior ensures repeat business by building trust and satisfaction, reducing marketing cost, and fostering long-term success. When an organization is ethically correct, there are customers which get attracted towards it and they want to retain the relationship with the organization. बिकॉज उन लोगों को ये लगता है कि ये बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सच्चाई के ऊपर निर्धारित है, एंड दैट इज एंड इसी के लिए वो लोग उससे स्टिक करना चाहते हैं फॉर बिल्डिंग द लॉन्ग टर्म रिलेशनशिप. Company reputation, upholding the moral principles, enhances the business's image, attracts new clients through positive word of mouth. Because when I am a satisfied customer, I will obviously tell people, okay, this organization is very good. They ethically got correct. They don't employ any child labor into them. Okay, so they are very known and informed organization. Prevents damage from negative social media exposure. Employee retention, ऑफ कोर्स व्हेन यू ट्रीट योर एम्प्लॉइज, जब आप अपने एम्प्लॉय से सच्चाई से बिहेव करते हैं, जब आप एम्प्लॉय से अपने एम्प्लॉय से इस तरीके से बिहेव करते हैं कि जहाँ पे कंपनी में ट्रांसपेरेंसी हो, उन लोगों को पता है कि इफ ये स्टैंडर्ड सेट होगा तो उनका प्रमोशन होगा ही होगा, इट्स नॉट दैट समथिंग दैट यू आर डूइंग अनएथिकल, इट who seek professional growth and honesty for positive work environment. Of course, ethical conduct cultivates teamwork, trust, and autonomy of the employees. While unethical behavior, it jeopardizes the career growth and can be costly for business. More and more employees are going to leave the business, leave the organization, and go somewhere else. Theoretical approaches to business ethics. Broadly, there are two main theoretical approaches to business. दो तरीके हैं business ethics को समझने. Now, let us try to understand these two. First is the traditional theory of business ethics, that is utilitarianism. What is that? It maximizes overall benefit and minimizes. ये थ्योरी बिलीव करती है कि हमको हर एक एस्पेक्ट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को देखना है और उनको मैक्सिमम बेनिफिट प्रोवाइड करना है और सबसे मिनिमम अमाउंट ऑफ हार्म देना है. Focuses on making people happy, criticize for potentially ignoring the minority rights, क्योंकि ये थ्योरी बिलीव करता है कि अगर एक majority portion of the organization happy है, इसका मतलब पूरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. इट्स नॉट दैट, ठीक है. माइनॉरिटी इंटरेस्ट इज आल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट. Does not provide clear guidance of dealing with other organizations and can lead to unethical shortcuts for maximum benefit, because when you're looking at the majority people, you're ignoring the minority people. Actually, you're not paying attention to the whole organization. Right based ethics, businesses must uphold human rights and dignity for all the stakeholders, especially the employees. Focuses on fair treatment, safe working conditions, fair pay, and privacy. एक employee को क्या चाहिए? The environment in which they are working should be safe, should be clean, should be free from any harm, a harmful activity that is going on, and the pay should be fair. कोई discrimination नहीं होनी चाहिए, कोई unequal treatment नहीं होनी चाहिए. Some questions: if corporations have moral obligations beyond the economic and legal requirements, does not consider the interest of the stakeholder beyond the right holders. Justice in tennis, firms should distribute the cost, the reward, the opportunity, and risk fairly among the shareholders. सब stakeholders को equally मिलना चाहिए the cost that they are going to incur, the reward that they are going to enjoy, the opportunities that they might get. Emphasizes on fair compensation and empowerment based on performance and merit. अगर आपका परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा है, आपको बेनिफिट दिया जाएगा एज एन एम्प्लॉय, अदरवाइज नहीं दिया जाएगा. Disagreement exists over the definition of justice, and where stakeholders may deserve respect and distributional justice. Virtue ethics: businesses should foster moral traits such as honesty, integrity, caring, trustworthiness among their personnel. Having a virtuous disposition leads to ethical decisions. मतलब अगर हम इस माइंडसेट से एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चले कि मुझे वही करना है जो एथिकली करेक्ट है, जो सोशली करेक्ट है, जो मॉरली करेक्ट है, it will obviously lead to ethical decisions. You will not end up harming any human being or any, there are so many ethical aspects. When an organization is suppose a rat for experiments, that is also unethical, because you are harming something that is living. Okay, that is also unethical. However, some may say that it is unclear how corporations are opposed to people may develop virtues. There is some disagreement on which virtues are relevant and valuable in business. In addition, virtue ethics provides little assistance on specific judgment. Next is the normative theory of business ethics. Stakeholder theory: this entities affected by business decisions are moral. The firms may have moral duties. Many stakeholders such as consumers, employees, community, environment, suppliers. एक organization पर सबके प्रति responsibility है. Consumers के प्रति भी, employees के प्रति भी, community, environment, and suppliers. The decisions taken in the business should consider the interest of all the relevant stakeholder groups after taking into consideration. This theory provides a comprehensive framework in integrating the insights from several ethical theories. सबको assimilate करके, integrate करके, इकट्ठा करके ये theory बताती है. Second is social contract theory. Businesses function with the approval of the society. Business exist करती है because वो society में रहने के लिए, society उसे रहने के लिए इजाजत देता है, उसे goods produce करके sell करने की इजाजत देता है. That is why the rules and the regulations should be according to the society. In exchange, corporations must operate in the best interest of the society. And it is the responsibility of the organization to look after the interest of the society and then serve the society as a whole. The moral and legal constants within which business must operate are defined by the society, and that will help in maximizing the profit. Universal principle, universality, and consistency should influence the ethical decisions. Organizations should adhere to the same principles that would want all the firms to adhere in the similar situation. कोई भी फर्म ये नहीं बोल सकता that मेरे लिए law change हो जाती है. There has to be universal law. There has to be standard laws which are unchanged because they are based on justice, because they are based on dignity, because they are based on human rights and welfare. It is not based on the self-interest of the organization. Next is common good theory. The basic goal of enterprise is to benefit the society. Human flourishing, well-being, societal progress should be promoted by business. A business organization इसी तरीके से चल सकता है जब वो ये बिलीव करे कि उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है लुकिंग आफ्टर द पीपल इन एंड अराउंड द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स ऑफ बिजनेस एथिक्स. क्या चीज है जो बिजनेस एथिक्स को बनाता है? फर्स्ट इज एथिकल लीडरशिप. एक लीडर जो है जो एथिकल हो, जो सही हो, जो ये बिलीव करता हो कि ऑनेस्टी के साथ, इंटेग्रिटी के साथ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलनी चाहिए, ही इज द मोस्ट पावरफुल इन्फ्लुएंस इन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ओके, that is why the ethical culture of organization is shaped by ethical leadership. If a leader is ethically correct, the whole organization will be ethically correct. Code of conduct, there has to be a written code of conduct. पूरा एक law और law and order पूरा maintain होना चाहिए कि किस तरीके से वर्कर को काम करना है, किस तरीके से शेयर होल्डर से बिहेव करना है. Everything should be ethically correct and morally upgraded, and the code of conduct has to be, it has to be there in the organization, and each and every part needs to adhere to it. Compliance and legal standards, following the legal and the regularity requirements. एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो एक कंट्री में चलता है उसको उस कंट्री के लॉज, उस कंट्री के रेगुलेशंस के अकॉर्डिंग चलना होता है. Hence, businesses has to make sure that all the local, federal, international laws are adhered to. Stakeholder consideration, the interest and well-being of all the stakeholders, including employees, customers, suppliers, has to be understood in the broader community and an integral part of the ethical standard. Transparency, building trust and accountability requires openness and transparency. Each part of the organization must feel that everything is transparent. सब कुछ मुझे पता है, everything is clear, everything is communicated to us, and hence we are a part of the organization. Social responsibility, of course, the society in which it is existing, it has to give back to the society. It has to address all the societal norms and all the societal regulations through the corporate social responsibility initiatives. Environmental responsibility, when you are living in an environment in the society, you have to look after the environment. You just cannot, go on polluting the environment and say, okay, my organization is correct. So you have to make sure that the environment in which you're living is pure, it's clean, and it supports something that cleans up the environment. Measuring results, ethical programs require scrutiny and auditing to ensure that they are aligned with the ethical norms. Sometimes थोड़े थोड़े दिन के बाद ऑडिट होते जाना चाहिए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, क्या एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अकॉर्डिंग टू द लॉ चल रहा है या नहीं. Top management commitment. Again, we have just read that leadership, ethical leadership, is going to lead the whole organization into correct way. This is what is required from the top management, because the top management has got the leadership role, and hence the top management has to make sure all the laws are adhered to according to the ethics. Publication of a code of conduct. A code of conduct should be, it should be published and it should be kept within the organization. Ethics in retail. Now, business ethics is related with retail market. How is it related? How it is important in retail? Let's understand that. Okay. Now, with the passage of time, business ethics has emerged as an important area of study. Okay, it has implications into all the functional areas of management, including retail. Retailers try to maximize revenue by providing customer satisfaction through ethical means. Example, the Tata Group is a multinational conglomerate with businesses spanning diverse sectors, including Tata Steel. We have Tata Steel, हमारे पास Tata एक ऐसी कंपनी है जो हर एक सेक्टर में included है. Tata Steel, Tata Tata Motors, we have TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, Hospitality, Telecommunications, etc. Founded in 1868 by Jamshedji Tata, The company has a long-standing reputation for its commitment to ethical business. Tata Group has been one of the most socially responsible and ethically correct organizations. Okay, let us look at the CSR initiatives. Tata Group actively engages in the CSR, the corporate social responsibility initiatives. There are so many educational trust that they do. There are healthcare facilities that they provide, the livelihood improvement, environmental sustainability in the communities in which it operates. Ethical governance, company maintains high standards of corporate governance and transparency, implementing robust system of check and balances the ethical conduct to its businesses. This is something that Tata believe करता है कि उसको इस तरीके से चलना है जो ethically correct है. जो भी कंडक्ट वो लोग कर रहे हैं, जो भी बिजनेस में जो भी डिसीजन वो लोग लेते हैं, दैट इज कंसिडर्ड एज एथिकली एंड मॉरली करेक्ट. एम्प्लॉय वेलफेयर, वी आर ऑल अवेयर, हम लोग सब जानते हैं, टाटा ग्रुप हैज ऑलवेज प्रायोरिटाइज. उन लोगों का सबसे बड़ा प्रायोरिटी ये होता है कि उनके एम्प्लॉयज का वेलफेयर हो, उनके एम्प्लॉयज का वेलबींग हो. इवन व्हेन वी सॉ ड्यूरिंग द कोविड-19, Tata Group was one of the leading organization which believed in the hybrid work culture, where they said that they're promoting hybrid culture, they're promoting more of work from home because they want the benefit, they want the uh, welfare of the employees. Ample opportunities of professional development, fostering a culture of inclusivity and diversity. Environmental sustainability, Tata Group places significant emphasis on environmental sustainability. बहुत सारी ऐसी ट्रस्ट है, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो सेटअप हुई है टाटा ग्रुप के अकॉर्डिंग, जो सर्व करता है जस्ट फॉर लुकिंग आफ्टर द एनवायरमेंट of the country. Okay, in reducing the carbon footprint, conserving national resources, promoting renewable energy solutions, etc. Ethics is crucial in retail. Why? First is image building. When retailers are in direct contact with the customers, it is very much important for them to be ethically correct, because consumers, if they find something, something fishy, they're going to stop buying from them. So first thing is image building. Organizations with a positive reputation attract more stakeholders. For instance, Microsoft commitment to CSR enhances the global image, fostering trust and admiration. Customer and employee satisfaction. Ethical conduct ensures customer retention and enhances employee morale and loyalty. Adhering to the ethical norms fosters trust and acceptance in the society. एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिसकी जहाँ पे एम्प्लॉयज लोग 1 साल 2 साल 3 साल 4 साल से कंटिन्यू है, द कस्टमर्स उन लोग भी बिलीव करने लग जाते हैं दैट दिस पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज ऑब्वियसली लुकिंग आफ्टर द वेलफेयर ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयज, तभी ये पर्टिकुलर एम्प्लॉय इतने दिन से यहाँ पे स्टिक किया हुआ है. So it is very much important for the retail industry to believe in the ethical decision making. The ethical decision making guides decision making, benefiting the organization, employees, customers, etc. Unethical decisions for short-term gains may harm the long-term gains. Binding force, ethical organization prioritizes the interest of the employees, the customers, and fostering a healthy relationship on the organizational success. Because एक organization चलता है on the basis of the employees, on the basis of its customers. अगर ये binding force टूट जाता है, if this force breaks up, it leads to the spoiling of the image of the organization. Improve society, of course, ये हमारी society के लिए as a whole बहुत beneficial है. Ethical behavior contributes to a better society, discouraging selfishness and promoting fairness through ethical laws and standards. Sustained profits, जब एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कंटिन्यू करता है इन बिजनेस फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, तभी वो प्रॉफिट सस्टेन कर पाता है, कंटिन्यू कर पाता है. Companies like Tata Group for ethical practices demonstrate long-term success compared to companies relying on unethical practices. Areas of ethics in retail. First, compliance with laws and regulations. सबसे पहली चीज जो करता है एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, एक बिजनेस को, वो है कि उस कंट्री के, उस पर्टिकुलर कंट्री के जितने भी लॉज है, रेगुलेशन है, उनको अवॉइड करना है. Ensuring adherence to the relevant legal frameworks governing employee welfare, consumer rights, business operations, etc. Customer rights protection. Second thing, the customer rights protection. एक कस्टमर को धोखा देके कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आगे नहीं बढ़ सकता. दिस इज व्हाट इज इम्पोर्टेंट. Safeguarding customer interest by avoiding deceptive practices, maintaining product quality, respecting the privacy, etc. Conflict of interest management, mitigating any conflict between the person and organization interest to uphold the integrity and fairness. Because एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक एम्प्लॉय के बेसिस पे नहीं काम करता, The whole employees, the whole set of the force that is there, both human resources and non-human resources, there has to be complete harmony between them. This is what ethics does. When a organization is ethically correct, there will be no harm to the company. Employees may come and go, but the company is going to stay. Data integrity and confidentiality, preventing unauthorized access or disclosure of sensitive information to maintain the trust and confidentiality. Gift and favor policies, many a times establishing guidelines and accepting gifts to avoid conflicts of interest and maintaining professionalism. ये सब चीज अगर वो करेगा तो एक बिजनेस जो रिटेल में है इट विल ऑब्वियसली बी फ्लरिशिंग. एडवांटेजेस ऑफ बिजनेस एथिक्स, ऑफ कोर्स व्हाई इज इट इम्पोर्टेंट? सबसे पहली चीज, ट्रस्ट एंड लॉयल्टी विद द स्टेक होल्डर्स जो द शेयर होल्डर्स वो हैव देयर इंटरेस्ट इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. जब उनका ट्रस्ट, उनका लॉयल्टी जीत जाएगी एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, दे विल मेक श्योर that the organization goes on for a longer period of time. Creating a positive organization culture, jab within the organization, when within the organization, as well as outside the organization, if there is complete harmony, there has to be a positive organization culture. जो culture एक organization में रहता है वो depend करता है on the employees, customers, on the suppliers. जब ये सब ethically correct है तो organization भी clearly चलेगा. Fostering corporate social responsibility, enhancing company's public image, boosting employees' morale, improving the company's financial performance. Ultimately, जो चीज impact करती है वो है कंपनी की performance, कंपनी की financial performance, कंपनी की profit earning capacity. In summary, business ethics are crucial for trust, culture, responsibility, reputation, morale, financial success, etc. Stakeholders' perspective of business ethics. Stakeholder किस aspect से सोचते हैं? From the point of view of business ethics. First is employees. Stakeholders को क्या चाहिए? Ethical treatment of the employees. अगर employees को सही तरीके से behave किया जाएगा, सही तरीके से बिना किसी discrimination, बिना किसी biases के साथ, अगर employee organization को they are motivate किया जाएगा, then the employees are going to benefit the organization in the long term. Okay, boosting the morale, improving the productivity, reducing turnover. Turnover means कितने जल्दी employees ज्वाइन करते हैं और जो छोड़ते हैं एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. तो एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को क्या चाहिए? टर्नओवर शुड बी एज लेस एज पॉसिबल, जितना कम हो सकता है बेटर. Vendors, fair treatment of the suppliers fosters long-term partnership on quality products and services. Consumers providing accurate information of the quality, building the trust and loyalty. अगर एक कस्टमर को पता है कि ये ingredient है इस particular product and वो ingredient नहीं है, then that will break the trust. Of course, there will be no loyalty. So this is unethical. Shareholders and investors, ethical business practices ensures appropriate returns and transparency. Government, if the organization सारे laws और सारे regulations को abide कर रहा है, demonstrate कर रहा है responsibility towards society, contribute कर रहा है towards the well-being of the society, obviously the government will have no issue. What is the code of conduct? Code of conduct have evolved over the years. More so, they are a set of rules. What can be done, what cannot be done, based on the value-based principle. क्या सही है, क्या गलत है, एक सेट ऑफ नॉर्म्स, एक सेट ऑफ रूल्स है. ये करना सही है, ये करना गलत है. किस बेसिस पर? Value-based principles. They have been replaced by clear, understandable standards of conduct. Employees can use as a guidance to assist them in making ethical decisions. Any point of time, अगर एक confusion हो जाता है that is it ethically correct, then this code of conduct is going to help the employees or anybody, any stakeholder. Elements of a effective code of conduct. Message needs to be sent to the top leadership. सबसे पहले जो top level management है उनको message देना है क्या ये सही है, क्या ये गलत है. Company's values and mission need to be interwoven within and linked with the code of conduct. जो भी code of conduct exist करता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में वो रिफ्लेक्ट करना चाहिए कंपनी के मिशन और विजन, because that is important. If the company itself is in conflict with the code of conduct that it has set, that makes no sense. Acceptable to all the employees, including the top management. हर एक employee को acceptable होना चाहिए. Yes, सही code of conduct है. Need to mention the consequences of non-compliance with the conduct. If a particular person is found out, not complying with the code of conduct, what can be the consequences? What can be the result of that? That needs to be understood. Provision of channels and methods of seeking advice and raising concerns. There can be questions. There can be, advices that has to be sought from the top level of management. There has to be a provision channel. Suppose एक channel set हो गया है, कि ये कोई भी एम्प्लॉय को अगर कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो अपनी इमीडिएट रिपोर्टिंग मैनेजर को पूछो. रिपोर्टिंग मैनेजर को नहीं पता तो हायर मैनेजर, following the hierarchy. This channel should be appropriately understood, providing clear-cut value-based behavior guidelines and compliance measures, reinforcing the life situation basis for better understanding and adaptation. Easily comprehensible and used means to be visually attractive and easy to understand. इतना इतना lengthy और इतना complicated code of conduct, very simple to understand, very easy to understand. Challenges and implementation. We have continuously discussed how it should be done, what are the things that should be done, but क्या बाधाएं आ सकती है, क्या challenges हो सकते हैं, वो let us now look at that. Aligning thought with action. Leaders must align the reality about ethics with their own action for truly effective organization. अगर एक लीडर ही कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट के अकॉर्डिंग काम नहीं कर रहा हो, तो एम्प्लॉयज will obviously feel that the top management is not doing, my manager is not, why will I do? Okay, so there always has to be your action should always your action should always be aligned with the word of mouth that you're doing. Building trust within the organization is very crucial for the shareholders and customers. Once the customers, somehow where their loyalty is, affected, they will never be able to, achieve the customer retention part, because there has to be fair rules and constructive assistance. Expanding leadership awareness, leaders' awareness and understanding the impact of the ethical decision. Always seek diverse perspective and encourage open dialogue. Knowing organizational values, clearly articulating and embodying the organization's core values to foster shareholders' trust. Integrating expectation, making ethics tangible and quantifiable. अगर हम ये चीज नहीं कर रहे होंगे अकॉर्डिंग टू द कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, तब क्या हो सकता है, you will be thrown out of the organization, you will be punished with suppose you have to pay some amount of fee. This has to be done quantifiably. तुम एक एम्प्लॉय को पता होना चाहिए, अगर मैं ये कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट फॉलो नहीं कर रहा हूँ तो व्हाट आर द इम्प्लिकेशंस. Facilitating reporting, or suppose एक एम्प्लॉय को ऐसा फील हुआ that my manager is not working according ethically, he should not have that that resistance. He should not be in reporting that to the higher level of management. Any concern should always be reported higher to the higher level management. Balancing priority, balancing growth objectives with organization well-being and character, incorporating ethical scoring into performance metrics, etc. Aligning offering with intentions, whatever are the intentions, whatever are the mission and vision of the organization, they have to be aligned with the ethical perspective. Linking leaders' performance to measurable and ethical practices within the organization. Now, this particular topic, subtopic is very important from the examination point of view, the challenges and implications of the business ethics. Because, once you understood what is business ethics, what are the different traditional approaches, and whatever it is, what is important is, from the examination point of view, what can be the challenges from the for a retailer to accept or implement the business ethics in an organization. Now let us just sum up. Let us just understand what we understood in this lecture. क्या हम लोगों ने पढ़ा इस lecture में? It can be stated business ethics have a very important place in any organization. बहुत जरूरी चीज है organization के लिए. वो क्या है? Written norms है, लिखा हुआ regulation, rules, code that spell out what is correct, what is not correct, what should be carried on in an organization, what should not be followed in an organization. These rules include ethical practices to be observed in managing the day-to-day activities. सब चीज को govern करता है day-to-day activities with the stakeholders, similar companies, suppliers, vendors, customers, employees, government, business environment, etc. Additionally, it must abstain from adulteration. ये गलत चीज. Adulteration मतलब किसी भी चीज को मिक्स करना, कोई गंदी चीज को कोई अच्छी चीज से मिक्स करके हम सेल करेंगे, यह गलत है फ्रॉम द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. डिसेप्टिव एडवर्टाइजमेंट, अगर एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट शो करता है कि मैं परफ्यूम स्प्रे करूंगा और द गर्ल्स आर गोइंग टू गेट अट्रैक्टेड टू मी, दिस इज डिसेप्टिव, ये सही नहीं है, दिस इज नॉट करेक्ट. अदर अनफेयर बिजनेस प्रैक्टिसेस act as a fundamental framework based on the moral and social values to protect the stakeholders. It is everyone's responsibility in the organization to participate in enforcing the ethics. हर एक part of the organization की ये ड्यूटी होती है कि वो ethics को अपने लिए accept करे और abide करे by all the rules and regulations. However, their proper implementation requires adequate training and sensitization so that all the concerned becomes aware of what is expected of them, out of them, and how they should behave. There are several challenges in organizational leadership, ensuring sustained implementation by the ethical. कुछ challenges, कुछ बाधाएं आएंगी एक्सेप्ट करने में, इम्प्लीमेंट करने में बिजनेस एथिक्स, बिल्कुल हमको ओवरकम करना है और एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को सही क्या है गलत क्या है उसके बीच में चूज करके सही चीज को एक्सेप्ट करना. This was all about the first unit of business ethics. In the next lecture, we're going to discuss new more discussion on the topic business ethics with a new knowledge. Thank you.